How's it going, folks? So I'm here today with David Weintraub at Finishers MMA, and David's going to show us some of the strategies he uses in Combat Jiujitsu. But before we get into it, guys, I want to tell you about my friend, the Hybrid Healer. You see, the Hybrid Healer wants you to get back to the mats faster and stay healthy for longer. Reach out to her for cupping, sports massage, Reiki, intuitive guidance, and acupuncture coming soon. She also has a portable setup that she uses to visit gyms, so make sure you reach out to Hybrid Healer to take care of your team. Os.
Yeah, so I'm going to go over some concepts for striking from top position and maybe even a little bit bottom position as well. Let's start from close guard, since that's a pretty fundamental position. And maybe it's going to be maybe like an angle. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Alright, so close guard. First of all, posture is going to be his number one concern if he's defending himself well. If my posture is up, I'm dangerous to him. I can land strikes, and I want to keep my posture up. There's no, it's not sensible for him to stay at this distance and exchange strikes with me and try to block and strike and dodge when he can just use his legs and bring me in and take away my ability to strike him effectively. So I'm going to be focused on keeping my hips underneath me, keeping my body low. When he tries to break my posture, I want it to be very difficult. I want my hands to be in between us, making it very difficult for him to sit up and grab me as well. I'm going to avoid letting him grab my neck. That's going to be one of the easiest ways for him to pull me down, is by curling my spine forward. So I'm going to be pummeling my hands to the inside, keeping my back straight, keeping my butt low, and hands in the biceps, stretching him out. I'm not concerned immediately with sitting up as high as I can. I'm concerned with my actual posture, the straightness of my spine. From here, you have strikes that you can turn to, no negative motion or retraction. You can just slide up from the armpit and come right back, find your way to the body. Ultimately, by the time you're sitting up, if he can't bring you down, then you're going to start to deal with grips. Exactly. So you want to win that hand fight. You want to look to always control his wrist, If he allows me to do something like this and pull an arm across, then of course I'm going to start working the strike. That's going to cause him to either open up his guard, giving me more potential to advance or come back for a second, or he's just going to involve the other hand and pull my grip off, or bring his knee in, use some other limb or some other body part to break that grip, which is going to give me maybe a chance to land one or two, but I'm going to come back to the same game, and it's going to be the same type of cycle where I'm trying to make my posture very hard to break, and I'm trying to control here. If I'm controlling his wrists, then anytime he can break my grip, I'm just going to use that as a moment to hit him. And as far as Combat Jiu-Jitsu is concerned, especially just sports with weight classes, I will take that exchange. If I break that grip and he tries to hit me and I hit him, I'm going to try to be on the inside. I'm going to try to have my shoulder protecting me. I'm going to try to be technically sound. I'm not just going to eat it, but that exchange favors me because of gravity. Ultimately, in this whole scenario, I am trying to advance. I don't want to be inside his guard because I'm constantly fighting for my posture. I don't have optimal control over him. It gets even worse if he's trying to stand up, because then I have to hold him down, and that gives him more chances to break my posture and grip me. So if I have any chance in all of this to open that guard and step over to half guard, I will. If I'm covering his hips like this, whether I have this hook inside, because I would prefer to break that guard, slide in and keep that shin pinning his leg to the ground. My elbow will be close to his hip, and if I am controlling his hips this way, then I'm not going to be concerned with landing small, meaningless strikes here. The reason I'm not going to do it, particularly not on this side, where I said my elbow is controlling his hips, is because the damage does not have the same value as the control or the potential for advancement and further control that I have here. If I come up and start trying to hit him and give him an underhook here, and now striking is no longer going to help me. I'm going to need to fight and probably take a couple of steps back in that game. Maybe that leg gets free. I end up having to work from his closed guard again, or he gets up. So if I have the ability to just move my way into better positions here, I will. And the same concept applies the other way. And that if he starts trying to strike me, and if I have control here on the hips, and he starts trying to strike me, that's going to give me grips that are going to not only shut down his striking, but also give me further potential for advancement. If you can move straight to a mount from here, that's great. Maybe you ended up with a knee shield in the middle, and now if you're just reckless coming in to hit people, they have a lot of potential offense that you can get caught with. So first of all, here, I'm still pinning this leg down because I would like to. I would want that. But we can be here, just half guard. I'm sitting on his leg, and the reason is because I do want to keep him down. In Combat Jiu-Jitsu, there are some people who are confident enough in their skills on bottom that they'll fight from there. They won't try to get up. In MMA, that's much, much more rare. Everybody's going to try and get up. Yeah. But in general, you want to be holding the person down.
Yeah.
So here, I'm pinning you down. I'm trying to hold you down this way. And I'm also, to some degree, controlling this leg. So maybe I'm underhooking it. Maybe I'm just holding the ankle, holding the foot. But if I have some level of control on both legs, it's going to be very hard for you to stand. And I'm going to start looking again to hand fight and to try to win the hand fighting. If I just come over the top and I give you that underhook, I think I mentioned that, it's no good for me. But if I just start pounding away here, it's going to be difficult to do anything meaningful.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look to control that wrist first. Usually that's going to be the first thing I'm going to do. If I can get this foot inside, always, I'm going to look for that. People are aware of that. Sometimes I'll be here instead. I'll intentionally try to not go inside the half guard. And I'll just kind of walk my shins up the leg and not go into the guard into any position where they can really generate offense. This is actually a position that I like a lot, where I have finished people. So here a few things can happen. One is I might control both wrists. And if I can control both wrists, I'm going to just switch it off. And I'm going to control this side. Once I have control on this side, I'm going to look to strike the body, the head, come through any openings I can. Eventually, maybe slide that leg in and step up. So now I'm splitting his legs. My hips are above his hips, so I can hold him down now with my body and keep my posture up at the same time. From here, depending on what you're looking for, there's a lot of potential for offense. If we come back to that grip in half guard, this is an important grip, or not necessarily important. There are a lot of different ways to approach it, but this is a very useful grip. If I can get you attacking this arm while I'm in control, exactly. If I can open up my own elbow and kind of bait that attack, then what's going to happen is your knee shield will disappear, because that's correct. Because to sit up, you're going to have to close the distance, and your knee shield keeps the distance open. So I pummel that hand in, drive you back down to the mat, and now I'm attacking the arm triangle. From here, obviously, you can finish in whatever way is preferable based on how you best finish an arm triangle.
Yeah.
But you're never looking to, or I'm never looking to, I'm never just giving up control to strike somebody.
Yeah.
If I'm losing control, I might strike somebody.
It's part of the game to get to the end goal. Do you generally prefer to hunt for subs over hunting for like strike finishes?
No. I don't want to call it preference. Like, I would never, if I saw an opportunity to finish with a submission, I would always take it.
Yeah.
If I saw an opportunity to finish with strikes, which is a little bit harder to recognize, I would always take it. But like, I don't know, I think I like finishing with the strikes more.
Yeah, it's definitely more of an impressive feeling. Well, yo, that was awesome, man. Thank you very much for the information. Make sure you guys follow Dave on Instagram and hit him up for privates.
That's the old, like, the ancient secret of martial arts, and like maybe even why a lot of arts kind of turn into bullshit over time, is that like it is all about hurting people. It is violence. It is combat. It's fighting. And if you do it in the real, raw way, it will transform you as a